Today we are going to do the practical, that is measurement of angular displacement of the rotor of a slip ring induction motor on the application of DC supply to each of the stator phase winding in sequence and simultaneously to one rotor phase winding. So there are following apparatus required. One is we require a 3-phase slip ring induction motor. The specification of this slip ring induction motor is that it is a 5 HP motor. We require ammeters. 2 ammeters are here, DC ammeters are there. Then we need to provide the DC supply. DC supply we are applying up to 12 volt, 12 to 15 volt we can apply. Then rheostats are required. So these are the 2 rheostats which you can see, 5 ampere rheostats are there, and the connecting wires. Now the circuit diagram, if you see, so this is the circuit diagram. This one. Now in this slip ring induction motor we are having stator and rotor windings. So stator and rotor windings are there, and we have to make the connections like this. Now as you can see, this is the stator. So in stator, this is the star connections we have done. We have to connect the stator in star. Now coming to this panel, as you can see, this is the stator. As you can see, it is written over here stator, and this one is rotor. So stator is to be connected in star. So if it is R, Y, B, so the other terminals of these windings are connected in star. This A2, B2, C2, they are connected in common, and these are the A1, B1, C1 terminals. Okay, as you can see here, this one is, let us suppose, A1, so this one is A2, this one is B1, so this one is B2, this one is C1, so this one is C2. So A2, B2, C2, they are to be connected in star point. Okay, and now the connections, if you see, positive wire we are taking. Okay, this positive wire, if you see, it is connected to the R terminal, that is A1. So this one, as you can see here, this we have to connect this terminal to A1. One by one we will change this. So A1 terminal we are connecting here, which is, let us suppose, this first R which we are giving, and this negative of the DC supply is to be connected with the stator. So negative of these 2 rheostats we have taken. One is, this one is to be connected with the stator, and this one is to be connected with the rotor. So negative terminal from the supply is to be connected with the rheostat. So this is the, as you can see here, this one is the negative of the supply. This blue color is negative and red color is positive. So blue, that is negative terminal, is first connected with the rheostat terminal, and the other end of the rheostat, this variable end, is to be connected with the negative terminal of the ammeter. So you can see here, this other end is connected with this ammeter. This ammeter is for stator. So this, you can see here, positive, negative is there. So we have to connect it with the negative terminal. This one, this is the negative terminal, and positive of the ammeter, it is to be connected with the this common. So positive of this yellow color wire, that is positive wire which is coming to this, you can connect it to any terminal. All these are in common. So stator winding connections are completed. Now next we have to connect the rotor. So in rotor, R and B are to be connected. So you can see this one is R, Y, B. So R and B we have connected here. Okay, and this B is then further connected with rheostat. So from B we have further connected, as you can see, this wire is coming from here, and it is connected with the rheostat. over here. Okay, and the other end of the rheostat, it is to be connected with ammeter. So this is the other end of the rheostat terminal, which is to be connected with the negative of the ammeter, and positive terminal of the ammeter is to be connected with the positive supply. So this red wire, as you can see here, this red wire is the positive terminal which is connected with this wire, and further it is coming back to the DC supply. So from here we are giving the DC supply up to 15 volt we are applying. Now let us see, we have to follow the sequence over here. Two sequences we have to follow. One is R, Y, B, R. This is one sequence. The another sequence is R, B, Y, and then R. These are the sequences in the stator we have to follow. Right now in our stator we have connected it with the R terminal. So one by one we have to change it. R, Y, B, again R, and then R, then B, Y, likewise. Okay, so let us see how the stator is rotating. Actually, in stator, if you see, we have done some markings. So this line we have taken as a reference line. So with respect to this, we will see how the direction of this rotor is, whether it is clockwise or anti-clockwise, and also how much it is shifting. Like as you can see, if this is the reference and this one is the another marking we have done. So if this goes to this position, it means it has taken 90-degree shift. If it is goes like this, it means it is 180, then 270, and then back to the 360. So this is how we have to see the shift also, angular displacement, how it is moving. So let us come again to the panel. So we will give the supply now in this first sequence. Sequence 1 we can take. So first our wire is connected with R, stator. Okay, stator, in stator this R point, A1 point is there where we have connected. So now let us see the shift of this rotor. Okay, so now initially it has gone to the anti-clockwise direction, and around 45-degree shift it has taken. So if I take 0 to 45-degree anti-clockwise. Okay, now we'll shift it to Y terminal. Now again we will give the supply. Okay, so again it is coming back in clockwise direction. Again it has, from this 45-degree, it has again moved back to the reference value 0-degree, and we can say it is a clockwise direction. Again we will change it from Y to B terminal. Okay, we have to change only this terminal one by one. Rest of the connections will be same, only we are moving it like this, R, Y, B. Okay, now again we will give the supply. So now it is moving in clockwise direction, and it has taken 90-degree shift. Okay, near about 90-degree. So from 0-degree again reference point to 90-degree and clockwise direction. Further we will come back to R because we have to complete this loop. So from B again we will come back to R. Let us give the supply again. Okay, so it has gone clockwise direction and near about 90-degree to further it has taken 40-degree shift, so 130-degree I can write over here. So this is how our rotor is shifting its position, okay, in clockwise direction. So in RYBR motor is actually moving in clockwise. Now let us see the sequence number 2. Okay, sequence number